Hey everybody, Evan Jackson here with Young, Bold, and Regal. We're here with the incredible Neferteri Plessy, who has a Single Mom Planet as her organization, as her company, and is really incredible. I'm just talking too much. I want her to introduce herself a little bit now.
Hey everyone, I'm Neferteri Plessy, and yes, I'm with Single Moms Planet. I'm the founder of the organization, and we have just been really blessed to be able to support and help single mothers just nationally and really helping them get educated on financial literacy, making sure that they know how to have their bank accounts, educating their children on financial literacy, and then also how to start their own companies.
What I love most about it is that I always say I'm a student of the game. I study the nonprofits, the organizations, and the companies. And I've known about your name for a while as far as being a producer, dipping into acting a little bit. So I'm like, all right, let me look up this person again, right? And then I see you have a Single Mom Planet. And I'm like, wait, it is literally a planet of information, which is beautiful. But what I love about it most, it has a purpose behind it, and it has something that is tangible. So speak more onto how you had the inception, the idea in your mind, and how you put it out there in the world, and the world received it so well.
Absolutely. I was raised by a single mother, and that was my inspiration for Single Moms Planet. I felt as though I was granted a lot of grace and blessings being raised by my mother. I got to see a lot of things and experience a lot of things. But what I noticed in the media was that the way that they were depicting single mothers was like down and out, usually, black, baby mama, multiple baby daddies. Like nothing was really positive, and that wasn't my mother. My mother was educated. She went to school. She, she raised me. Now, one of the truths is that my mom was actually in an abusive relationship with my father, and that's actually how she became a single mom. She chose to make sure that she was safe and that I was safe, right? And that's how we actually ended up, because I was born in New Orleans, and I grew up in Oakland, California. And so, just seeing her experience her womanhood, her motherhood, and wanting to really give me the experiences that she was able to do, I was like, wow, it would be great if there was an organization, a community of women that were progressive, that were going after their dreams, that were looking at, their retirement, buying real estate, all these types of things. And that's what Single Moms Planet was really all about initially, was building that community so that women had a soft place to land and conversations to be had.
What I love about that is that in my research, I would see these news clips on a KCAL or an ABC, and you could say this organization helps singles moms who need a mechanic, right? Who need maybe a therapist, who need somebody to talk to, who need an event to have their kids at where there's a safe environment. And I feel that, no shade, but there's a lot of nonprofits that say it in name, but there's almost like an idealistic look at it, and I feel like you match the idealistic look, but you match the realism of what it means to be a single mom. How did you and your team execute that? And tell us, don't give away the secret sauce, but tell us about how you brought that to your organization and then brought that to the people who need it the most.
I would have to say my background is creative. So I come from the entertainment industry. I started off modeling. I was a Playboy Playmate many years ago. That was my first entrance into the modeling world, into the entertainment world. And so I was around masterful minds. I was in meetings that were having multi-million dollar concepts being brought to the table. I went on to work with Baby Fat, Target. I've worked with like really massive brands over the years, and I've also worked with Steve Ballmer. He's a billionaire, right? So I was able to, at the time, I don't even think I really understood that what I was learning, I was going to be able to bring over into something that I was going to create in the future. But I was able to cultivate, the media space, beauty space, fashion space, how to also make sure that something is excellent, right? So I learned excellence working in the world of Playboy. I also learned, execution, and also how to bring community together and how to make things look good, right? And branding, right? So branding not only from the visual, but also from the internal of what the business really is exuding. and I was able to bring that over to Single Moms Planet. So even when you say the word Single Moms Planet, anyone that comes to an event, they're going to look a particular way. They're going to show up. They're going to care, and they know they need to be there, to not only receive, but also what are they there to give.
And what's so great about it is I like that you touched on your background as a model, as a Playboy playmate, and that's a perfect space to know marketing because they are marketing giants for many decades. But I also want to know, what is your reflection looking back on your modeling, and when did you decide, all right, now it's time for me to not necessarily let go of that, but transition into taking everything I learned here onto your next venture?
So they both were happening at the same time. Once you're a Playboy playmate, you're always a Playboy playmate. It's like the Playboy sisterhood type of thing. I also was in the traditional modeling world where I had my own agent, that type of thing. I also had done commercials and movies and TV hosting and all these different conglomerates of things. So when I had my children, I purposely slowed down in the entertainment space and wanted to actually raise my children. So I didn't work that much in the entertainment world because you'd be on set for 16, 18 hours, especially back when I was doing it. Like, it was no grace. Like, you could be on set for 20 hours, they put you on goaltending. Like, you were like, I just want to go home, and you couldn't. So once I really got into, having my children, being at home and just resting and sitting down, that was when I was able to actually start to say, well, what else do I want to do? How else can I give back? How do I take what I know now and then cultivate it into the world and make an impact?
One of your backgrounds, or one of your staples, as I like to say, is creative, and we know that you're a media consultant. So what is one of the main things, one of the main proponents of attracting media to your brand, to your organization?
I would definitely say knowing what you stand for. You have to stand for something. When you want to attract the media, you don't necessarily want to go cookie cutter. You want to be a little controversial. You want to rub people the wrong way sometimes, not to just do it, but because it's what you stand for. It's the fabric of what your communication is, and have something that people care about.
I always say that you have to hack attention, you have to shake people out of the apathy, which is really incredible.
Yeah.
And then getting a little bit back to your days at Playboy, I was just saying off camera that it's a very coveted club of black Playboy playmates, and in my opinion, the ones that I've kept up with are superstars, mainly in business.
Absolutely. Every black playmate is inspiring that I have had the privilege of being able to communicate with, have lunch with, talk with, even create something with. They're geniuses. I think at the end of the day, we were enthralled in so much. Like, it was the height of even the celebrity, right? Even the entertainment business, as far as the music industry. It was like when the music industry was just hot, right? Where a lot of the multi-billionaires that we know now were the ones that we were around. And so we got to see a lot of greatness being birthed, and we were part of an era.